Hello and welcome back to Aspen Cooking, my friends. Today we'll be preparing delicious filet mignon steaks. We will be preparing them two different kinds. This guy will be prepared sous vide style, and these two will be prepared salt brine method. And look how gorgeous, beautiful, and delicious this turns out to be. Well, without long ado, let's get right to it. For our recipe, we will be using a couple of simple ingredients. We have rosemary and thyme. We have our two sets of beautiful filet mignons, pepper, salt, garlic powder, and avocado oil. We will be preparing our meal two different ways. One is going to be sous vide, and the second type will be a salt brine, and we're going to show you how to do that. Let's get right to it. Alright, so the first one, salt brine, super simple. Let's have a look at what I'm doing in here. Kosher salt, coarse. We'll add plenty. Pretty thick cut of steak. Alrighty, so we're salting it on each side quite liberally. Again, remember, exact amounts of ingredients that I use are in the description. Filet mignon is already very tender piece of meat, so we don't need to brine it for too long. After I'm done salting it, here in just a second, I'm going to place it in the container right here. I'm going to cover it up with a lid. Right, just like so. And I'm going to send it to the fridge. My friends, 30 minutes have passed and look at what we have. The salt fully melted and penetrated our meat, and that is the salt brine method. Meat is getting a whole lot softer and tender and juicier, so it is time for the grill. But prior to, what we're going to do is we're going to add some pepper, and garlic powder. On both sides.
It is time to put our filet mignons on the grill. My grill is preheated to 400 degrees, roughly Fahrenheit, and I'm going to grill them for a couple of minutes on each side. Well, let's have a look at what we got. A couple of minutes have passed, and it's time to flip them. Look at that delicious crust being developed on the outside of it. Looks fantastic. A couple more minutes, and these steaks should be perfectly cooked and will be ready for us to give them a try.
And for the second set of steaks, we'll be cooking them sous vide style.
For our sous vide steak, we will season it well with salt. We'll add some pepper to taste. I like to use a bit more. And I like to add some garlic powder. Of course, everything is to taste, my friends. We do exactly the same thing on the other side of the steak. My friends, to avoid confusion, because we're cooking sous vide and our meat will be submerged in the oil and the spices, it really doesn't matter if you're adding the ingredients directly onto the meat or directly into the bag, because the bouquet of spices and herbs will infuse our meat with its delicious taste after all. That said, you can do however you prefer. This is just what I do. Once all of the spices are in the bag, it is time to vacuum seal it and get ready for a water bath that will cook our steaks perfect. Guys, I will go ahead and drop the link in the description for all of the equipment I use in order to prepare our fabulous filet mignons.
Now it is time to cook our steaks sous vide style. We'll be placing them in the water bath, and our precision cooker is preset to 129 degrees. We will leave it in the water bath at the given degree for an hour and 15 minutes. Our sous vide is ready. We had it in for an hour and 15 minutes, maybe hour and 20 by the time I turned everything off and got everything ready and prepared to film for you guys. We're going to go ahead and get our steaks out. Our steaks are ready. We are going to finish them off. I know at this time they don't look all that appetizing, but we'll dab them from extra moisture and we'll give them a beautiful crust. My friends, how are we going to finish off our sous vide steak? I have a butane and I have a burner or a torch, however you want to call it. Links to these I will place in the description for you to use.
My friends, after the water bath, our steaks are in need of developing some crust. In order to achieve it, I'm using this torch. Just be patient. It takes a couple of minutes on each side to burn off excess moisture from the top of the steak and for the crust to develop. While you're going through this process, make sure that blue flame in the middle of the torch does not touch the steak. It won't taste that great.
Well, it is time to give it a cut. This is sous vide filet mignon. Let's have a look what we got. Look at that. Could this come out any better? I seriously doubt it. It's a perfect color, perfect juiciness. Have a look. OMG. This is great. Give it one more slice. This thing, you can just tear it apart with just a fork. Well, can't wait any longer. I'm gonna give it a try, guys. Wow. There's something about filet mignon in the sous vide. Wow, it's so juicy and tender. It's so flavorful. You can definitely tell it's been perfectly seasoned. Those herbs give it a special aroma. Oh my god, this is a must-try recipe, guys. All right, can't wait any longer. I have to try the Salt Brine kind, finished on the grill. Well, can definitely tell there's a difference in color, but it's still very juicy. Have a look. I'll give this guy a try as well. Wow. It has a little bit of a different texture. Really juicy. Wow. Just, It's really, it's hard to describe. It's really good. This one I have brine for 30 minutes. Filet mignon is tender on its own, but I felt like 30 minutes would be sufficient. It is best if you give it about an hour to 4 hours to salt brine if you have a different steak cut of steak. But oh my god, guys, this is just incredible. This is so delicious. I strongly recommend you give it a try. Have a look one more time. The color is just perfect. My friends, if you like what you see, please give this recipe a try And then once you do, please share your opinions in the comments underneath this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.